Alright, here we are on MTG Arena, and today we got green and white spells, like I said. Not the best scenario in the world, but not something I can't live with either. Let's just get started and see how this goes. We only got to cast 20 of those spells. We got to cast the spells. We don't actually have to win the games. But we're here for the prizes, to keep up with getting all the free deals and sometimes the discounts, like this Rabid Bite Sorcery card style. 45% off, not a bad deal. For you guys who asked me yesterday why they keep quitting every time you join a game, especially with certain decks, well, you know, timers, servers, the place where we're playing. Some people are more slow, their internet is not as good as others. That is one of the reasons. The other reason is they don't get a good shuffle and they don't want to take the mulligans, because you throw away one card, you can get 6 new ones back, but the shuffle usually ends up the same. And you got just as bad, if not worse, of a deck with less cards to play with. So people don't like to do that either. One of the other reasons is that for years, people used to cry that the shuffle on Magic the Gathering was broken, that the algorithm was broken, the matching wasn't good, and so on and so forth, but it's not. Over the years, people have learned, like me, you keep a piece of paper, if you keep the count, you start to discover that things they're not broken. They are rigged so that everybody gets pretty close to a 50-50 chance. There's literally no winners and no losers in the end. They give you everything pretty much free. The only thing you have to buy is like your mastery passes or your new avatars and stuff like that. You don't have to buy cards. You can win them, and you can use wild cards to create them. If you can't earn them fast enough for yourself, you can create them with wild cards, and you can earn wild cards by purchasing with gold, or which you can earn in the game. You get wild cards because you can only have 4 of a certain kind, and every once in a while you'll get a bunch of cards that you already got your 4, and they replace them with wild cards. And if you can't get wild cards fast enough, at least twice a year they sell wild cards for whatever reason in the store. So you can actually take cash and buy wild cards to create the cards you want to build your decks with. And then if that don't make it easy enough, they give you the deck lists of everybody's experience. You can download a deck list and then create the cards to build a deck list that somebody's been playing undefeated in some esports somewhere along the line. So you don't even have to learn how to deck build or anything like that. You just have to copy somebody else's knowledge to have a deck that'll be an unbeatable loop or some silly thing like that. And yeah, in spite of the fact that they banned cards and then they created alchemy to have re-rateable cards, they still haven't fixed the better part of the problems with the broken sets that they admitted they created. But the main reason is their servers sometimes, especially in mobile devices, they don't handle things so well. If you're on mobile, sometimes you disconnect. They're not really conceding, they are disconnecting and done. Alright, so we were talking white and green, right? Yes, absolutely. White and green. Here's a mono green deck, so that's a good place to start as any. Plenty of focus in this deck to get us a couple of points in our quest anyway, provided we get shuffled to well enough. like I've been saying for years now, if you are not into collecting these cards for the sake of these cards, this is not the game for you. It's just like playing Diablo. If you're not into Diablo and you want to be really, really good at the game, and you want to, like Diablo Immortal, you want to be the Immortal, if you're not into investing a $250 million in hard-earned green dollars, you're never going to earn your way to the top, because you have to buy everything in the game in order to earn all the powerful equipment to make it, to have a chance to even possibly make it up to the Immortal stage. There are many games that are just like Diablo Immortal. They are far clearer. That is exactly what they do. No, sorry. Bye. If I'm not going to get a chance to cast any more cards, then I don't need to play. All I am out to get is that quest. Bye-bye. And bye-bye. See what I mean by it's determined by shuffle and stuff like that? I was playing a mirror deck. He had the identical deck that I did. The shuffle determined the match, but the shuffle is rigged. If they don't want you to win, you're not going to win. Or sometimes if they don't want you to win, the guy will just not play until you get tired of waiting or watching, and then you actually concede so that they win. I'm quite literally not here to watch people sit on my game while I do nothing in my live stream. I leave quickly and start another game. You keep the game turnover. That is what this digital game of Magic is about. Fast turnover. Game after game after game. I can play 100 games compared compared to 1 at the table. The quicker they turn over, that's what it's about. There ain't no money to be had in esports by sitting still. That's all I need. I'm only here to get my quest. And once I got my quest, I don't need no more. This is where they make their mistakes. Mismatching, misshuffling, and all that stuff. It's all about free cards, and free fake gold, anything else we can nab along the way. Nothing else really mattered. Nothing. Okay, we're almost 3/4 of the way through. Nothing else was necessary. They didn't shuffle correctly to this hand, so why even bother? Nothing to play here because you didn't give me the cards that are required to play the game. I've got a green and a white deck here. I want to see green and white mana from the start. If you don't see it when your deck is built a certain way, then you know they're rigging the game, and that's what happens every time. It's not once in a while thing, it's every time. Now, my losses are building up here, which means that I'm going to get a lot of wins in a row pretty quickly here. whether they end the game before it starts or not. It's my turn to win, and they will force the wins if they have to. Again, there's no green here, so why play? If they're not going to shuffle correctly, we're not going to play. That is the strategy of my game. The game must be shuffled correctly, and the game must be matched correctly, or there is no game. We're only here to cast spells, so if I can't cast cards because they're not shuffling the proper cards according to the ratio that I built the deck with, then they're rigging the game against me. And then keep rigging the game against me, you want me to lose, I just keep conceding. They count them as losses? Fine. I show you losses all day long. If this is the kind of advertisement that they truly want, that's the kind of advertisement they are truly getting. Again, there is no point in playing that game. All green mana, all white power cards, nothing. Even if I put out a green mana, there is no cards to cast behind it. And that is what they want from this game. They want you to be on an even spiel. One game, one win, one loss. One game win, one game loss. Why waste an opportunity? Oh, that's a no-brainer right there. Again, that's a no-brainer. I probably got enough to be finished with my quest by now, enough points. And they're not going to play anymore, probably going to let this time out. Time will tell, so to speak. See what I mean? These guys they're not going to play anymore. They're just going to let the timers run out. And they've got nothing more to offer the game, and they're mad about it or something. That's what this comes down to. And if I was them, I'd be mad too, because they were probably poorly shuffled too, and thought they had a deck that could win this, provided the cards are shuffled properly. And they probably would have been right. Unfortunately, that's not how this game works any longer. There's really no reason for me to stay in this game. Even though they're not showing any threat, I've got nothing to play, so there's no point in playing. That is why shuffling and stuff are so important in this game. Without it, you got no game. You can't rig it. You have to do it properly. We've had at least 8 shuffles in a row that have been not worth using. That's not luck of the draw, guys. We don't have to go any further with that. It's obvious we were not matched properly, we were not shuffled properly. It's mirror match. Best we can do on that case is hope somebody runs out of cards. Now they won't find us. They'll fake a hard time finding a match because we put out the red mana deck. Nobody actually knows I'm using a red mana deck. Nobody. Except me and Wizard of the Coast. So how do you think these long waits for aggro red come about? Or they send out the bots. See how this is screwed up here? I've got 40 red mana, and I've got 4 of those, and that's what I got. So no mirror match there because I was shuffled to like shit, and this is not a match for this deck. Either shuffle to me correctly or there's no game. You match me correctly or there's no game. You do both wrong, you're not going to get any game. You take your setups and your rigs and keep them to yourself. If you like it, you play it. Don't leave it for me. I know better. Take your rats and go away. Rats or no. You gonna run the timers out already? Yeah, looks like you're gonna run the timers out already. I'm not even gonna play. They're down. Well, if you think your board wipes are not too powerful, think again. Any questions? No, didn't think so. Alright guys, I know it's a little bit early, but it's been a good game. We are going to call it a game from here. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, check us out on Roaming Ramble for all the